I'm all right. Hell no. Joaquin said dominate, and we not doing it.
Steer from the 3. Streaks across the 30. He might be gone.
It's up. Gaston to the right. Oh,
They got blockers. They got blockers. They've got a lane.
Into the end zone. Touchdown, Miami. Darrell Langham with the grab.
Stars intercepted. Look out. Trajan Bandy, the true freshman. We got the truth again.
Because when the U is on and the U brings it, there's nothing like it. We got to get this. And it's going to take everybody.
What's up, Canes fam? Welcome to another episode of Miami Nights, brought to you by the College Huddle. Wake me up when September ends. Actually, don't wake me up, ever. Because we're living the dream here, people. Your Miami Hurricanes have moved up to number 4 in the country, and those Bulls have been castrated. Miami took care of business this week against USF, 49-12. Boys, how are we feeling?
It's great
Bulls,
to be a Miami
Bulls
Hurricane.
down.
Heyo. It's nice to be able to throw another logo down.
Oh, yeah.
It is.
That feels good.
Fletcher hit that on his big run. Fletcher
Yeah.
with just I call that the Mark Fletcher game right there. What, just a man amongst boys out there.
He was on that early too. When the team came out of the tunnel, he was like galloping down through midfield, looking over at the USF sideline, who no one was there yet, but like their fans and stuff over there. He was right from the jump. He was like the first guy out of the tunnel, and he was like hard.
I love it.
Beautiful. And Kurt, we had some boots on the ground early in the game. You were there. Jimmy and I were not there, but a little weather delay kind of seemed to send a few fans home. But you were there to the start of it. It looked like a good crowd. Nice atmosphere.
It did. It was unfortunate. It was terrible, and you could see it kind of rolling in towards the end of the first quarter. But the crowd was spectacular. I mean, I'm telling you, I didn't get a chance to follow up on what the official recorded attendance was. Someone at the club today told me that it was like 64,000, and I texted you guys the eyeball test. It was every bit of 55, 60.
Yeah.
They
sounded loud
awesome.
too.
Yeah, it was a great crowd.
I didn't know if it was just the
people
CW
showed
pumping in
up.
volume, but
Yeah.
Well, CW right off the jump got off to a bad start because they were like, when the game started, they're like, well, we thought there was going to be some weather issues, but it is clear skies ahead. And then it was like 10, 15 minutes later, lightning delay.
When you looked out to the corner, you know how you could see out through the corners, and it's every time.
Yeah,
I was telling Jenna, like, you couldn't see the trees. I mean, it was bad. That's funny.
it's this time of year. You see those clouds rolling in, and it's always just ominous. But normally your Canes are losing at that point, or the tides are turning. Kurt was even saying it started raining more when the Bulls had the ball. I'm like, there's maybe some magic. Yeah,
in the first
there's
quarter,
maybe some magic to the 2025 season for the Canes. It feels. I will say probably in my conscious lifetime. I mean, I was 5 or 6 years.
Conscious lifetime?
Yeah. Let me
What does
finish
that
the
mean?
sentence. As I've been conscious in my life, like when I was 5 or 6, I remember like
You weren't
the Canes and
unconscious.
stuff. I know, because shut up. So, it just in my time that I can actually be a true fan, I've never seen a Miami team like this. I think it is the most complete football team that I've seen since probably 2002, and so it's exciting. Gotta say, I'm optimistic. The sky's the limit right now in my mind for this team. We stay healthy, knock on wood. You know, who knows? Who knows where this team can take us?
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
What do you guys think about USF drops out of the rankings and Notre Dame is still ranked?
I mean, dude, Notre Dame has to, like, they're looking at Notre Dame being like, if we don't rank them now, that's everyone saying Notre Dame's done for the year. They have to keep them ranked. It's crazy.
But
USF, they went from being said, USF went from the talk that if they beat Miami, they're going to be the number 1 team in the country to they lose to Miami.
You're not ranked.
And you're now thrown off the face of the earth.
It is. It's so finicky. I'm not as against Notre Dame being ranked because they have lost by a collective 4 points to two good opponents.
Yep.
But yeah, USF should definitely still be ranked at least. I think it's crazy.
It's like Joe said, it went from they had the best resume in the country.
Yeah.
And it's just I
I
know we put a beat
probably
down
hurt
on
them a
them,
little
but
bit as well because they're like, is that we just watched Lagway throw 5 picks, but yeah.
All right. Well,
We'll get
let's get into it. I'm sipping on it is still the season, a little Oktoberfest action, Copper Legend. We've got a good show. We've got Kurt's got the aftermath report for us, and then we've got our Storm Awards. We'll get into a little UF preview, Eye of the Hurricane. We didn't do Eye of the Hurricane last week. Huge miss on our part. So that's just an iconic segment of ours that we didn't hit. And also UF preview later on this week. We'll be dropping our interview with Gator Truth podcast, so that'll be fun. And boy, I'm excited to sit down with a Gator fan and see what they're going through. I'll be like their therapist for the hour. And then we got Lock of the Week, final predictions, and Best of X to close. So we got a good one. Kurt, you want to hit us with that aftermath report? Get us started here?
all right. In a matchup that had the CIA's fingerprints all over it, a Cuban and a Russian met in South Florida with implications that would rock the nation. Miami got off to a hot start with Joshua Feed Me More hauling in 2 touchdown passes from Carson Beck. USF threatened after a nice touch pass from Byron Brown, who got jacked up. But both first half drives by the Bulls stalled and settled for field goals thanks to Grammatica? Huh? The DJ played Thunderstruck one too many times, and Mother Nature finally responded. The 2-hour weather delay only prolonged the inevitable. The game resumed, and it was the running of the Bulls, with Mark Freight Train Fletcher saying, "Ole," as the Bulls thought they had him, but then they didn't. Byram, Bumble, and Brown tried but could never get it going as the Canes D cinched his haunches and had him bucking but going nowhere. Late in the fourth, the man we now know as the Juice scored once again as the Hurricanes told the Tampa Trespassers, South Florida is down here. Back to you, Boomer.
Wow. Well,
I love
done.
that. That's a good Boomer voice.
Kurt, yeah, with a little page out of Part of My Take book, a podcast we certainly look up to here at Miami Nights.
It's like
yeah,
paying homage to pay homage, you know?
Exactly. Oh, love it. And bringing back the juice.
The juice.
My dad texted us
Never
during
gonna
the
let it
game
down.
when Pringle got the handoff and he texted the juice.
Yeah, he sent a gif of O.J. Simpson does.
Yes.
Jimmy, if Joe gets a Bane jersey and you get a Pringle jersey, but customize and put the, juice on the back.
Yeah, so here's the thing with the Bane, and this is like, it's a joke now because for 3 straight years I've been saying I'm going to get a Bane jersey, but because this is the first year they're now doing, this is the first year they're now doing, like, you can get the official premier jersey as the player's jersey. Because last year and the years prior, it was like, if you wanted a player's jersey, it was kind of like a knockoff.
Oh, yeah, it looked like it was shipped from Korea or something.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
Come on.
Probably was.
Dude, we're a pro-Korean podcast here. But yeah, so I'm like, now they actually have the official premier ones, so I'm going to get it. But then I'm like, well, now I have one jersey that doesn't have a name on it. Whatever. I was kind of reeling the other night thinking about it, but yeah, love it. So I think let's just get right into Storm Awards 3. Well, first, I want to hear. Here's what I want to hear, because this is starting. Like, do we have some crazy reactions or some hot takes coming off this game before we get into Storm Awards? Jimmy, you said you're feeling very optimistic.
Yeah, I'll get even hotter than that.
Yeah, get a little crazy on me. I think you want to say it.
I think Miami looks like the most complete team in the country.
Wow, you're saying number 1 team in the country.
I would feel confident to put Miami at 1. The only other team that I would argue is Ohio State, but even their win against Texas hasn't looked as impressive since we've seen what Arch Manning's capable of. So, yeah, I could put him as number 1, and I would feel very confident in that.
I totally agree. And I think Ohio State, they struggled early on with Ohio. And, Julian Sane hasn't looked like he's going to be, totally unbeatable. And, he's not making that offense. I don't think he's elevating it like to the heights that we saw from them last year. And as Jimmy said, the Texas win, it's a good win, but I don't know that I could classify it as a great win. I mean, Arch Manning looks terrible.
Horrible, terrible.
They've mightily struggled against UTEP and San Jose State now. So, I mean, listen, I completely agree. I think where I would go with it is Carson Beck is the best quarterback in the country.
Yes.
And I think at this point, I mean, he is my Heisman front runner. And I think he should be looked at as the number one QB off the board in the NFL draft again, for the Hurricanes as well. So I think we absolutely, and then, our Heatherman for the Broyles Award, maybe. I mean, the defense looks spectacular.
If there's
I
any
agree.
like type of comeback award, 100% he gets that for our defense has now become a strength. It's not even just something that you're like, oh, okay, we're like at least even now, or it's like it's not going to lose us a game, but it's getting us momentum now, which is just night and day from last year. But Joe, you go ahead.
Listen, it was one of those games that, and my final score prediction for the game was 24-20. Like, could not have been more off on
ye
that.
of little faith.
It was one of those games that from the jump, Miami dominated. It was like this game was USF was never in this game, which is like that is what great teams do to inferior teams. And this is a ranked USF team. I get it's early in the year. Who knows how good USF really is? They're definitely better than last year, and we played them a lot better than we did last year. Think about that whole first half last year. How if it wasn't for that last minute score in the end of the second quarter, we would have been losing going into the second half. And this game was just like, it was never in doubt right from the get-go with that methodical drive to start. And so I'm like, man, I'm starting to believe here. Like, if we can do this, if we can blow out a good football team, that is, like, I get blown out the really bad teams. You're now blowing out a team that just beat Florida, beat Boise State, like,
yeah, with a rain delay that can take away momentum, can throw you off your rhythm. Good teams win, great teams cover.
Yep.
Well said, Jimmy. Well said. All right.
Just came up with that myself.
Yeah, did you come up with that? Let's get into some Storm Awards, talking about this game. I have no idea what order this is supposed to happen in. I think we'll go.
I think when you hosted last time I started, and that's
okay. Jimmy, Kurt, me. Okay.
It's because we're probably going to be fighting over the Hurricane, right?
Oh wait, Joe,
That's
no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Joe. You get the honors. I think host gets the honors on this.
No, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for me to say it, and then
that's right. Yeah, that's so true. All right,
Hurricane of the week, Jimmy.
Mine's easy. I already brought it up. I call it the Mark Fletcher game because he just looks so different compared to last year, and you could definitely tell he was still coming back from an injury and was banged up. And I last year didn't think he had that extra like gear to him, and we saw it on that huge run. I forget what quarter it was, but where he basically juked a guy out of his shoes. Like, I've never seen that from Mark Fletcher. I've always just seen run straight at him, and that's what he does great. And as Mario put it in the post game interview, is that he just gets better as the game's going. Because this guy is just an absolute specimen. Like, I was watching, I was like, yeah, it reminds me of Derrick Henry and just how he uses his size to his advantage, and he's just gonna slowly, as the game goes, wear you down. So 120 rushing yards, 2 touchdowns. The man just I feel confident about. I mean, it's hard to even do it because we have so much talent in the backfield. But I feel confident calling Mark Fletcher running back 1 right now. After what he just did to that team, so yeah, and not a bad defensive line either. That's one of USF's strengths, and just they couldn't do anything about him.
I think obviously I had Mark Fletcher down, and I figured if I didn't go first that would get taken. But I would just want to add that I think noticeable difference this year, right? So Houston Owens, Victor Ishmael are our assistant strength and conditioning coaches now for the football team. How I feel like the theme of the year so far has been our best players have gotten healthy. Reuben Bain got healthy. Mark Fletcher got healthy. Those that probably rounds out the top 3 with Carson Beck of best players on the team.
Right.
And I think that this offseason was massive. I mean, the team looks different. The closing speed of the defense. Yeah. I'm watching plays where I'm like, we're outflanked, and Miami being outflanked in the past decade means we get embarrassed. They run it for 60 yards or they throw it for 60 yards. And I'm watching guys chase guys down, closing in the gap quickly. So definitely just to piggyback off that note, I think shout out to the strength and conditioning staff for the Kings.
I think too, Mark Fletcher's one of those guys, Jimmy, you alluded to it, like in the fourth quarter, that is a guy when you are on the defense and you're tired and you're hurting and you still have to tackle him coming down, like that is just absolutely deflating for a defense. I mean, the how hard all of our running backs, how hard they run, they refuse to go down after second contact, like they fight for every yard, and it's just such a physical team, and that's like, it's something that it was missing for so many years prior to Mario Cristobal getting here. Is even when we had our good teams and we had some speed and we had some skill players, we were missing that physicality and just that big boy football. And with Mark Fletcher but running behind that line, like, it looks almost unstoppable. Mm-hmm. Good one, Jimmy. Really, that's an underdog pick there.
That was a
really,
tough one.
Yeah, really
tough one
good pick
to come up with. Yeah.
All right, Kurt, your Hurricane of the Week.
I'm gonna go with Coach Mario Cristobal.
Oh, the head coach gets a nod.
The reason I've been thinking about this for the past 24 hours, and this man, what he has done to the university, to this football team, how he has revamped it, he's torn it down and rebuilt it in his image, and he told us what it was going to look like.
Yeah,
and I think even beyond the line of scrimmage, which is absolutely on both sides of the ball dominant, is, he started to get the label. First of all, he's knocked off the quarterback killer thing. That's done. That's dead, right? Now he has taken on the questions about the transfer portal, and coming into this season, we touched on it in the first show, is like, is this the talk of, is this Mike Norvell 2.0, in 2024? And I think what Mario has shown through through 3 games, it's been established, is that we got right in the portal where we needed to, and we filled it in with guys who are immediate impact players, but they're also young guys who we're going to hang on to for a long time. And we have 3 true freshmen who are bona fide stars already. My guy, Bryce Fitzgerald, another interception this week at the safety position, or he's all over the field. I mean, wherever he plays, right? Malachi Toney he just does his thing. I mean, the guy is like, it seems like every route he has is an option route, and Carson Beck is like, find the hole in the zone and I'll throw you the ball. And the kid is just so smart. And then here comes Josh Moore, the guy that we heard about coming into the season. They mentioned him in the image of Andre Johnson, guy who's
no
big,
spoilers now from
fast.
Hurricane of the Week.
Okay. Look, he's checked off all the boxes. I mean, he's recruiting at a high level. He's backfilling the roster at a high level, and the makeup of the team, the toughness and the dominance of the team in the trenches. Thank you, Mario Cristobal.
Yeah, he did what he said he was going to do, just like you said, Kurt. And there's times it was tough to believe, You had the Middle Tennessee State game. You had the
Georgia Tech
errors against Georgia Tech. And so there are moments where there was doubt. I'll be honest and say it, I had doubt, but I always had faith that Mario, that man's going to do whatever he can to bring the University of Miami into prominence, and man's a man of his word. If he's anything, he's a man of his word, and this team is just firing on all cylinders. I love that Hurricane of the Week.
Yep, I love it. You definitely spoiled my Hurricane of the Week, but it is Mr. Joshua Moore.
Yeah.
Listen, Malachi Toney has continued to ball out, but Joshua Moore, this was his coming out party. Another true freshman, 3 catches, 61 yards, and had the 2 touchdowns. And the one catch, that the deep ball from Carson Beck, that's what we've been missing for so long, is a big-bodied receiver like that can just use his big hands to just come down with a football. It was just a beautiful thing to see. So now I'm like, all right, we've got the speed guys, and then we've got the elite guys like CJ Daniels that are starting to ball out, and now Joshua Moore, a big-bodied receiver. Going into the season, all the doubts we had in our wide receiver room, it's so much better than it was last year. It's not even close. It's crazy how much better our receiver room is this year. Keelan Marion even had some nice moments. So really, really happy. Yeah, Joshua Moore, man, kid's gonna be a beast.
Yeah, I'm looking at our stats for our receivers, and none of them over 100 yards, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receivers over 50 yards, each of them over 10 yards a catch. Just complete even production. Carson is just feeding the ball to all these receivers. We were waiting to see Joshua Moore kind of have his moment. Yeah, if you could call this the Joshua Moore game, because he started us off with a bang. That Moss catch that he had was a thing of beauty. True freshman, just unbelievable. So I love that pick.
Sorry, I'm getting messages through a messaging app on this computer that I didn't even know existed, and I can't quiet them. But okay, tropical storm of the week. Tropical storm of the week, Jimmy. Tropical storm of the week.
I'm thinking of this one. You know what? You know what my tropical storm of the week is going to be?
What?
Carson Beck's legs. Could be vying for that running back one spot that I just gave to Mark Fletcher. But adding a little wrinkle to the offense, I'd kind of hope to see it against Notre Dame, because there's a couple times if he would have kept that, maybe that would have broke for a first down. But came out at the perfect time, and he got very comfortable with running that ball. A little too comfortable. It took a big hit at the end. I'm like, all right, let's take it easy.
It was the fourth quarter. They're like,
just lowered his shoulder.
Yeah, just absolutely clobbered. Running Carson Beck's legs. Love adding that bit to the offense, because we had seen that to him before. That he's not, a speedster by any means, but he can run. He's no Brad Kaya. He can not to throw straight Brad Kaya, but he can run if he needs to run. He's an athletic guy. So that came at a huge moment. I'm not shocked the CW cameraman was surprised, but he was surprised when he held that one for the end zone.
Dude, that play action was sick.
It was good.
I mean, everybody thought, we've seen that handoff so many times, and then how he hit it and kept it. That was awesome.
I like it. I'm rolling with, it was great to see Chase Young back this week. He was absolutely fantastic. I loved him last year. I thought that's another guy who has been with the program for a long time and has just developed.
Chase Smith, you're talking about?
Chase Smith. I'm sorry.
Chase Young.
Chase Young.
Yeah.
Chase
wish.
Smith.
I know.
I'll just start over.
Yeah. Hey, Kurt, why don't you just log out for the night?
Yeah. I mean, seeing Chase Smith back in the lineup was just awesome. I mean, he had the big fumble recovery. He was all over the field. I love the way that he plays. He sticks his nose into everything when he's on the field. And I think he filled the Mohamed Touré role really well. And he was just fantastic. I mean, he was really, really good. It was good to see him back. A guy that I really enjoyed last year and thought improved a lot, much like Wesley Besaint. So Chase Smith.
Yep. I like that pick a lot. He was all over the field. Definitely balled out. I'm gonna go. You know what? I'm not gonna go Reuben Bain because we could say it every week that it's Reuben Bain in one of these awards. I'm not going Reuben Bain. I'm going Mr. Bryce Fitzgerald. Another pick, another freshman. Guy's an absolute ball hawk. Like that pick, that ball, like the intellectuals that are there to intercept that football is just off the charts for his age and for his tenure here. Like these are the kind of guys. It's what makes Mario Cristobal such an elite, or Cristobal, not the other Mario. It's what makes him such an elite recruiter is his ability to. He's not just looking at stars. He's not just looking at certain schools. Like he is looking for very specific players that can come in and make a difference. And we're seeing that this year. Like each year we're starting to see some more and more freshmen that are developed and like look like they're ready to go. And Bryce Fitzgerald's one of them. Love it.
Yeah, our DBs look fast. Like,
dude, they're closing.
Jacoby Thomas on that one big pass that Byron Brown had that they did hold Bain on horribly. But the hit that Jacoby Thomas put on Byron Brown was just it was such a clean hit. And I think he was hurting a little bit after that.
He was hurting
Brown,
all game.
Yeah. Brown's kind of like Haynes King. He just goes through it every single game. Like he won't live to see 35. But
hey, how about Haynes King? Huh?
Oh,
Yep.
yes,
Gamer.
Yep.
Got it.
When we
done.
win, we dance.
Sorry, Jamie, I cut you off there.
No, it's good. I mean, I was kind of going against the grain anyways, given an extra tropical storm.
Yeah,
but
actually, you're done. All right. Tropical depression of the week, boys. Who depressed us this week?
This one's so easy. But it's the CW network. I swear if I ever see orange and green on the CW network again, I don't know what I'm going to do with myself.
They were wearing black and orange. Is that like their colors?
I saw that in the booth. I was like, what?
Yeah, I think they rebranded. I'm very familiar with CW and how their business works. After I went on YouTube TV, I pay $90-something a month for, and it's not on there because apparently Gainesville doesn't have like a local affiliate or something. So I'm scrambling. I'm logging into Joe's YouTube TV. It's not letting me. So then I run down to the ale house, surrounded by a bunch of Gators, but I'm sitting there watching the game, and I actually had two Canes sit next to me at the bar, which is nice to see in Gainesville, Florida. Don't see a lot of it here, but and then ordered my chicken wings and the rain delay hit, which was depressing. But then I was just watching a crappy YouTube stream the rest of the night, and just I appreciate everyone who did that for the fans, because that's the beginning of it. I didn't even have the volume on for the first half because I was watching it at a bar, but the commentating was some of the worst. I feel like they didn't do an ounce of preparation. Like someone handed them the sheet of all the players' names and the history of the teams, and they're like, all right, let's give it a skim. We're like, all right, let's go live. It was just...
We're going live.
We're going live. We're doing it. We're going live.
But how nice was it to see Tom Brenneman on our screens?
Yes.
Back from the ashes.
So talking about Tom Brenneman, first I'm going to play a clip of... You're visibly seeing Armando Blunt. Is it Blunt or Blount?
I think it's Blunt.
Yeah, I think a lot of people say Blunt. You see...
It's definitely spelled Blount.
Yeah, you see Blunt's name on his jersey, 18, Miami Hurricane, orange. Like, he's not Levi Smiley. This guy, we'll just play the take. But just keep in mind, as he is saying this, we are just seeing Blunt's last name smack on the screen, that this is not Smiley.
Automatic first down.
That's Levi Smiley, redshirt freshman out of Cincinnati. Took a redshirt year last year, went to the same high school in Cincinnati, Purcell Marion High School, as the great Roger Staubach, who went on to, of course, star at the Naval Academy and then the quarterback of the Dallas.
So he has this whole speech ready, just keep rolling.
USF's defensive end, Levi Smiley.
Yeah. And so if you're unfamiliar with Roger,
Tom.
Or sorry, Tom. Where'd I get Roger from?
Roger Clemens in the booth. We went to the same high school too.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'm no better. No, if you remember him, he was the Phillies announcer. Joe, he was like the main radio guy or TV, and so he had a controversial.
He was
moment.
their TV guy with that Pixel or whatever their affiliate is.
Yeah. He had a very controversial statement that he said, but didn't think he was being recorded, and so. If you probably have heard this recording, but he was apologizing on air for his previous comments that were overheard, just some slurs, and and meanwhile in the middle of his apology, a home run is
shot heard around the world,
and so here it is.
I made a comment earlier tonight that I guess went out over the air that I am deeply ashamed of. If I have hurt anyone out there, I can't tell you how much I say from the bottom of my heart. I'm so very, very sorry. I pride myself and think of myself as a man of faith. As there's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos, it will be a home run. And so that'll make it a 4-0 ball game.
And then he just keeps going after that. But
you know what? A pure professional to keep it going like that.
Absolute consummate.
Here's the thing, though. The game needed to end because at the end he's going to all the cameramen. One of the cameramen, he goes, "Mi amigo," and it started getting a little. He started getting a little dicey. So I was like, "All right, CW, let's wrap this game up and get Tom out of here. We need."
Anytime he goes off script, they're just like.
Tom, stick to the script. Oh, man. So good. CW, have a night. It was so funny, too, because they were fully like, this is the biggest game we've ever had. There was no shame. They fully admitted, like, this is huge for us. Oh, too good.
it was I was trying to keep track of all the things they messed up, and I stopped because I'm like, I just can't even keep up with it anymore. Like they were like last year, Miami had a great season. They beat Clemson during the regular season, then fell to Syracuse. I'm like, why? How can you just make that up? Like that's
probably I bet you they're putting it in the chat GBT Miami Hurricane season last year, and it's just spitting out just nonsense.
CW
Tyler
Network.
Van Dyke invited New York City last year. All right, Kurt, your depression of the week.
Yeah, mine. My depression of the week. I'm going to go with the referees, and obviously, this game ended up very lopsided. Right? USF no penalties. Right? 0 penalties.
Mm-hmm.
What did we end with here? 9 penalties.
Yeah, it was getting sloppy at the end.
It was really sloppy. But the reason why the referees are my depression of the week is because after like the 3rd false start, I'm looking at this going, the alarms are going. I'm like, this is not right.
Right.
Because after the first couple, you're going, what are these guys doing? Like, why are they moving? It doesn't make sense. And after the one late in the 3rd quarter down on the goal line, that's when I was just like, the USF defensive line has to be mimicking the snap count. They've got to be doing something because it didn't make any sense. Mm-hmm. And finally, Mario started going ballistic. Mm-hmm. And finally, in the 4th quarter, they made the delay of game call. And that was like the validation of like, okay, USF has been doing this the entire game. And they just caught it probably because Mario started tearing into him and was like, just listen, use your ears and use your head and look at what they're doing. Pay attention. So I because I was going to come on and say we were so sloppy. What were we doing? Yeah. But it was the officials.
Yeah. No, I had that same note during the game. Yeah. I was like, man, this is just sloppy. Like we're lucky to be ahead because normally this would be costing us. But yeah, then I saw Mario. I thought he was yelling at our player. And then the ref comes into frame like, oh, there's something up there.
My tropical depression of the week is DJ volume. Okay. I wasn't at the game. But DJ Volume is catching a lot of heat on X, and he had a response today, and he
really?
Yes, and he responded to somebody that somebody had posted saying, "There's one person I do not want to see next week at the UF game," and it was a picture of DJ Volume, and he quoted it and said, "At me next time," and then people
is it
were
at
not,
DJ Volume?
It's at DJ Volume is his name.
Oh.
Yeah, so very easy to at. And people were usually when someone says that, people are like on your side. They're like, "No, you're doing great." No. People were very
Double
adamant,
down.
yes, and saying like, "You're awful," blah blah blah. He was saying that he has no control over most of what the music that's being played is. He has zero control
That's what
of
I was
pregame
curious
music,
about.
and some of the like bigger songs that we're playing, he has no control of. Now, here's the thing. I
Who's
mentioned
calling
this
the
last-
shots then?
Yeah, this? We gotta find this out. Who's making the call? Donna Shalala. Is she making the call?
I mean, you got a big drive
Wouldn't
coming up,
surprise
and
me.
Pink Pony Club is blasting over the speakers.
Yeah.
Cannot happen.
But here's the thing. I mentioned it in the preview show for USF last week. Is some like the Sweet Caroline's getting a lot of heat. Personally,
I hate it.
You do need a song that everybody sings together. Every college has it now, and fans want it.
What about
And-
Rock You Like a Hurricane? That gets people going
But
here.
it's kind of hard to sing along to, and we do play that. And then like, did we do we or no? You're because we've been doing "We Will Rock You" going into the fourth quarter. That's pretty
fine.
cool. We play "Rock
But
You."
not Sweet Caroline. That's like that.
But the people love
a
it,
thing-
Jimmy.
It's a thing for baseball for a reason, because baseball is just a slower, more relaxing sport, and so the crowd will sing along with that. But like football,
Okay, then
is
what's
just
"Don't
too
Back Down"?
intense for that.
What Florida
Well,
plays "Don't," and the crowd loves it. But
Frank-
the
they-
crowd loves it.
Yeah, and they're also Gator fans. I've actually think it's kind of a lame song to play, but it's at least the
every school has something.
at least the song is like the meaning of is you won't back down. Or Sweet Caroline, it's like there's nothing, there's no mode. Like I don't know. It's just I think it's lame.
The crowd gets into it, Jimmy. It gets the people going.
But there's
and
plenty
here's
of songs that would
my
get 'em into
point,
it.
though, is DJ Volume's getting a lot of hate. Remember, he has a family, and he's trying his best out there.
I like that
and a
he
lot is out
responded.
of his control, apparently. But yeah, that's he had a bad
Justice
week.
for DJ Volume.
Yeah, and people don't want him to show up next week, but I promise you, he will be there.
Who was the worst DJ of the week? DJ Volume or DJ Lagway?
Oh wow.
Oh man.
Well, this DJ Volume says he doesn't pick what songs gets played. DJ Lagway he has a lot of picks. So that's where I was like, I fumbled it. Darn it. I had the joke and I couldn't get it out properly.
Let me think of another pun.
So DJ Volume is a plant. He's an industry plant.
Exactly. He
So
says
what kind of
yeah,
DJ?
it's not his call.
The job of a DJ is to literally make the call on
Right,
what music is
but
being
so
played.
he's getting it funneled into an earpiece by
He's a
by
fraud.
someone in a
he's
suit.
like, dude,
is.
I
Wow.
served the chicken tenders in the third quarter, man. Like,
Yeah,
The it's
he's
not
got
even
the whole
like he's not
turntable in front of him. It's
pumping
probably
anyone
not
up.
even plugged
Oh
in.
yeah, it's fake.
yeah,
Yeah, unreal. Wow, that's disappointing.
Yep.
I think the Canes, our crowd, right? We can get away with an 80s song. We can do 80s.
Yeah.
It's just like the flow of like the everything in between, the MC, the DJ, there's no like flow with like how is the game going? You
Right.
know, the student section does the smoke in the first quarter now.
right.
Like
While
it's
the
not like a
veterans
fourth
getting
quarter
saluted.
thing. Yes. Well, yeah. It's
like,
all,
yeah.
and they talk too much. It's too much like, it's too
Another
much
Miami
talking.
Hurricanes first down. Yes, sir.
yes, sir. And he never did it again.
Yeah, he got fired.
That guy, the guy can talk during the game, but when there's a weather delay, you know, now all of a sudden he's like a mute. They can't even let us know,
Not my
you know,
problem.
what the deal is. But yeah.
Yeah, no, but God help me if we're down by like 2 touchdowns and we need a big drive. And like I said, I hear Sweet Caroline or Pig Pony Club. It's just not gonna do it for me.
Mhm.
It doesn't
You'll
get you.
sing.
Doesn't get you. No, I will not. I haven't sang yet. That doesn't get you up out of your seat.
It's
This-
not a
we're not an SEC school.
Yeah.
We're not this like feel good. We dress up and wear a suit and tie for the game. We're not that
Yeah.
Miami. We're not that.
yeah. You got to just know your crowd, know your audience.
Yeah.
But see, they all sang. So what DJ Volume got the crowd to sing.
Because they're drinking at that point. But I guarantee there's songs that they would enjoy more.
All right,
you're not gonna not sing "Sweet Caroline," but
that's what I'm saying. It's a perfect song to play.
Kurt
but I'm not gonna like
it. Coming on your side.
All right, whatever. All right. Anything else on this USF game before, like Coach Cristobal says, we get 24 hours to celebrate and then we move on. Carson Beck threw a couple picks, but neither of them were too concerning.
I'm glad you brought that up because I think you guys. I think you just flushed those. I think that they were absolutely. I mean, the first one you had. I don't know which guy he was throwing to on the first one because it was a high ball that Tony ended up tipping.
Oh, the second one you mean?
Was that the second one?
Yeah.
So it was a high ball that Tony ended up tipping.
Yeah, he said it wasn't for Tony, but he's like, right, I didn't realize Tony had a 50-inch vertical. Is what he said after the game.
Yeah, I was not concerned. I thought once again it's very clear he knows how to read a defense. He knows exactly where to go with the ball. He knows when to throw it deep because he's comfortable he knows where the safeties are going to be. So I'm not concerned.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Miami, just a absolute pounding of number 18 USF. Great win. We moved to 3-0, number 4 team in the country, and now, boys, we got a nice little rivalry set up here this week, and College Game Day is coming to town, but more importantly, ACC PM Network crew is coming to town. They'll be locking it down there in Coral Gables, legendary crew there. And yeah, I think, listen, like I said earlier, I'm going to have the interview with Gator Truth podcast later this week, so we'll get more in depth about this matchup. But how are we feeling about this? I got my thoughts, but there's a lot going on with this game.
You know, I was talking about this game with Dad this morning, and he's nervous about it because he thinks they have nothing to lose. And I would normally,
That's true.
I would feel that way if maybe they were like 6-3. Coming in, it's like been kind of a mediocre year, but they just want to ruin the Hurricanes' good season. But coming off of these last 2 weeks, I mean, I think that team is decimated. I think the morale is so low that when I think about this game and I think about it next week, I see us just rolling them and not letting up, and it being Billy's last game. Like I just don't see them getting fired up and up for this game. It's not a conference game. They're 1-2. They're feeling even worse about that USF game after we just curb stomped them. So it's like I think DJ's so in his head. I was nervous about DJ Lagway, but I think that you don't throw 5 picks unless there's something wrong going between the ears. He's a head case right now, and so I'm feeling very confident. It would be devastating if we lose, and I will no longer be in law school if we lose this game.
Okay.
I will leave Gainesville.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the one that has to make a defense here because I look like the idiot that talked up Florida before the season.
But you know what's interesting it's interesting about what you said specifically because you go ahead, but I got something to comment on what you said earlier.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I thought coming into this season, I mentioned I thought DJ Lagway was one of, if not the best quarterback in the country, and I totally agree with Jimmy. I'm watching the second half of that LSU game. He looked visibly decimated, either probably a combination of he didn't understand what he was looking at, he didn't understand what was happening, he didn't know what to do. It was bizarre because this is a guy who played with so much confidence last year on a team that was in the predicament that Jimmy discussed where the season, I mean, you're talking they were 6 games into the season and the season was over. It was people were saying, when is Billy going to get fired? And DJ Lagway came in and set the world on fire, went 6-0, and it was like, okay. And this is, it's just, they look completely lost. I think, I saw the clip of like 5 guys stayed out to sing the alma mater. Yeah. Excuse me. It's
tough.
They've been hanging their hat on defense, and we have seen this before where when a defense starts out the season strong and they're making stop after stop after stop, at some point when the offense is giving you nothing and they're hanging you out to dry, those guys are just, it's not sustainable. And eventually your spirit breaks, and you stop getting some of the turnover luck and tackle luck and things like that. And I've got to tell you, I'm with Jimmy. For me, it's more like, I can't believe where we're at coming into this game. It feels like Florida's on it. Billy Napier is on his last legs at Florida.
This could be the Al Golden Dabo game.
Yeah.
In my mind.
The
now, given their
Shannon
defense
USF
is going
game.
to their defense is going to help keep it close. They do have a good defense. I think LSU's offense is also very inept. But they do have a good defense.
Well, and here's my thing. It's interesting because going into the season, Kurt, you were saying that if DJ Lagway was coming into this game healthy, you did not feel good about this game. What's interesting now is the only reason not the only reason, but the biggest reason we feel so good about this game is because DJ Lagway. Like that, it's insane.
He's not mentally healthy
the first 3 weeks because this is a good Florida Gators team. DJ Lagway's terrible, and it could very well just be a really weird funk he's in, and that happens, and it just happened to be the first 3 games of the year, and he's about to come out of it. But like, we've seen this before. When you throw 5 interceptions, there's something wrong with how you're just reading. Like there's a lot wrong there. You can have all the talent in the world. We saw that with Ja'Cory Harris. Like, guy had all the arm talent in the world, and just he threw to linebackers like there was no tomorrow.
Was Death Valley at Night his Virginia Tech Ja'Cory Harris game? Yeah, with the rain on the visor.
Yeah,
gosh. But I agree with the sentiment of like it's a rivalry game. I get that Florida doesn't, or I get that like they saying they don't have a lot, or they have a lot to lose, or they have nothing to lose. Gosh, really butchered that statement again too. But I'm like, a rivalry game, you throw all that out the window. Like it is what it is, and it doesn't, like, I'm not looking at records, or it's Florida Gators. They're coming to Miami. Like, regardless of what happened, they still get a chance to ruin us. And I think they're going to come out fired up. I just do think we have the more talent, but I get why that spread's about 8.5.
Well, it's a rivalry game. It's not going to be some big score like 41-17. You know, it's going to be.
Yeah,
Joe's been scared the past couple weeks.
I am, but the Gators are also better than they were last year. I know we haven't seen that, but you're still
listening to the offseason hype from them.
They should have been.
I don't know if they are.
I'm looking at their roster. I don't get it. It's the same thing. Like, I don't get Clemson. You look at their roster, it doesn't make any sense.
I probably would take a healthy Graham Mertz over DJ Lagway in this current moment.
Right now, of course.
I bet Florida would.
Yeah. I mean, you take anybody over that. You can't throw 5 picks, but it'll be interesting. I mean, it's definitely, but it's going to be like Gators are going to come with some sort of energy and passion, inspiration to win this game. Like, regardless of what happens the rest of the year, this one matters.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yep.
Jimmy has left the room, and he's back. Okay,
you're
let's
waiting
talk.
on me. I try and leave and do things when you're talking. So if I need to do so,
Dude, that's the rudest thing.
I need to close the door.
Let's talk Eye of the Hurricane. What player, position, etc. are we spotlighting this week of how Canes either get the W or how we would lose? We can go either or here. Other than DJ Volume. We've talked about him enough. Jimmy, you go.
I'll probably say, I'm going to say our DBs. If we can keep all their wide receivers ahead of us and just limit big plays, specifically safeties. If we can limit any like deep balls and just like that offense is gonna crumble at some point. If we can stop these big explosive plays that we haven't really been giving up, but it's just if we can continue to stop them with UF, because DJ throws a decent deep ball. And so if we make them have these long, methodical drives, odds are in our favor. We'll get some turnovers after watching the LSU game. So, yeah, I'm gonna put it on the safeties. Safety group. Bryce Fitzgerald. 3rd pick of the year coming up. Maybe the 4th, 5th, and 6th. Just kidding.
I think I'm going to stick. This may seem obvious because, as we've discussed, he could be our Hurricane of the Week every week. But if I think about what led to that domination last year, it was the pass rush. And I think it's the pass rush again. I think getting after the quarterback, it sets the offense behind in the chains. It deflates momentum. It creates 3rd down stops, 3rd and longs. It forces turnovers, forces bad throws and fumbles. And when you've got a quarterback, again, who our feeling is that he's mentally trending off of a cliff, is that if we start laying into him early, and Ruben Bain gets after him early, it took me a long time to say his name there. I'm sorry.
No,
if Ruben Bain can get after him, and Mesidor can get after him, and the rest of this Ahmad or Moten, who had a great game against USF, clogging the middle. If these guys, because this was the Tyler Barron game last year. Tyler Barron was unbelievable, and we thought, I thought this guy, he was the best. He looked like the best defensive end in the country in the Florida game, and after that, he was basically a non-factor. But I just the defensive line, and specifically Ruben Bain and Akeem Mesidor, are going to be my eyes of the Hurricane. Those are the guys who bring it early. Just get after DJ Lagway early.
I like it.
Yep, I like it. I'm going to go same thing, other side of the ball on our offensive line, because, it's like the time that Carson Beck had to throw the ball against USF, like, it's just not fair. He sits back there and he can chill out, and just the way that he hits his check down, because he has so much time to look off his first read, second read, hit the check down. Like, we simply have the ability, because Florida does have that good defense. If Carson Beck gets time, we have the ability to just pick secondaries apart. And then once we start doing that and we start extending the field that way, it just opens up the run game for us. So it really does start with that offensive line, and it's the wall of Mirabal that we've built, and it's a beautiful thing. Like, it is. Those guys are just beasts. It's an offense. It's a NFL offensive line that Carson Beck is protected with, and it's going to make Miami just very difficult to stop the whole year. So I think that's if we can continue to ball out there and not have too many penalties on that side, it'll be pretty good.
And you cannot forget how much Mario Cristobal hates the Florida Gators.
Oh, he hates them.
There is bad blood with the Florida Gators, and I think with Billy Napier personally. And so I'm not nervous about any team, even if there is nothing to lose and they come out fired on all cylinders. We saw them a home game last year, all the excitement in the world, all the hype around them and what we did. So, and I feel better about this team than last year, which I did not think I was going to be saying. I did not think I was going to be saying that.
You can add this to the list of the things that we're checking off when it comes to is the U back, and what that means again for us is, are we going to be competing for a national championship? And it's a big rivalry game. Your rival is coming into town, and they're trending down, and we're trending up. And do you take care of business? Once again.
Right. Yeah, and that's a good point, because it's like where Miami is headed now, you are going every game is now you're going to get that team that comes out of the tunnel that this is like they've never been more fired up in their lives, and you're getting everything they have that first quarter. And it's like what we saw with USF, and is it just like, that's cute, we're so much better than you, like we're going to put that to bed quick and we're going to go dominate. That's what makes great teams great, and we've seen that to start the year.
Yeah. No, it's going to be that on steroids, because we even got that from teams when we were horrible, like the Pits in like the mid 2010s, teams that would just, even if we were unranked with a losing record, it was still like it was a Super Bowl for them, depending on what teams we were playing, just because there is so much animosity against the University of Miami. If you're not a fan, it runs deep in people's blood around the country, not liking Miami. And I love it.
Sure does. It sure does, my friend. Okay. Like I said, we'll have a lot more Gator talk happening later in the week, but it is time to get to our Lock of the Weeks. Lock of the Week. And, boys, I'm undefeated to start the year. So if you've been betting with old Joe, I'm 3-0. But if you've been going with all of us, total, we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are 6-3. So if you're taking every single thing we're saying, you are winning. So
and if you're ignoring me and going with Kurt and Joe, you're doing even better.
Yeah, but still, you're in there as a win. But you were the only one to lose last week, Jimmy. That Notre Dame
tough one, almost had it.
6.5 against. Well, you didn't almost have it.
Yeah, I guess that's like how it always.
Texas A&M
works.
won outright, but but no, it's true. It's they dropped that snap. Who knows what happens if you go up 7 there and. That was brutal, dude. Blown hold call.
What a turn
play.
of events. Oh, he tackled him. Like a legitimate tackle.
Yeah. I'd be sick if I was a Notre Dame fan. But they're still ranked 0-2, and they are ranked.
First team, I think it's since the maybe 80s that's 0-2 and ranked.
Yeah, that's something else. And then, Kurt, you won Georgia Tech plus 6.5 versus Clemson, and we saw that Georgia Tech wins outright.
I had PTSD seeing them brush the field. I'm like,
yeah.
They didn't even do that a year ago.
They threw it in the river. What river are they throwing that in, Jimmy? The Suwannee?
The Chattahoochee. You do not don't want to get in that water. I've been in it. It gets shut down for E. coli about once a year.
Oh, God.
Yeah, not good.
And then I won with Tennessee plus 7.5 versus Georgia. Tennessee, you want to talk about blowing the game. They blew that one up 8 with like 4 minutes left. Georgia, 4th down, gets the touchdown. Tennessee blows the field goal, and we go. All right, this week, Lock of the Week. I guess I still have the T-box here, boys. I still have the honors. I'm going... Kurt, I'm sorry to do this. For those that don't know, Kurt is an Auburn alum. I'm going Oklahoma minus 5.5 at Auburn. Oh no, this is
Jackson
Arnold.
This is
at Oklahoma. This is at Oklahoma, which is why part of that is why I'm betting this. But yeah, I like Mateer's been playing well. Auburn, I don't ever really trust Auburn too much, Kurt, to be honest with you, these days. I don't know what to think. I just think Oklahoma wins by at least a touchdown here.
Yep.
That's my Lock of the Week.
Jackson Arnold, he's got some bad blood, though.
Yeah?
Yeah. That's his previous team.
Well, I'm still...
Who knows if that means anything?
Yeah. All right. Kurt, you are next, my friend.
Yeah, I had a tough one. It's not really an inspiring slate right off the bat. But I'm going to roll with Illinois this week at plus 4.5, visiting Indiana. And I don't know where I'm at. I think Indiana might win the game, but I think it's going to be close. Illinois is a tough football team. I think I forgot actually that until I saw this past weekend, Mendoza is the quarterback at Indiana now. But, Illinois returned a lot of guys from last year. So I just think in big games, they're going to play teams close. They're going to be a tough team to beat, a tough team to put away. And so I'm going to take, give me Illinois plus 4.5.
There's some pushbacks on the socials for ESPN not making that game day, but it's like, who does anyone want that to be game day? They think there's this vendetta against the Big Ten because of their old Big Noon kick, which like maybe because they have their whole own game day now. So like, yeah, maybe there is, but they want to avoid that.
Guys, you're talking about the number 4 team in the country, and it's an in-state rivalry, a historic rivalry. Like,
Right.
What are we talking about?
I don't care how bad Florida is. That game's still gonna get.
And this
big
is your best
watcher
chance to come
numbers,
to.
yeah.
Out of all the matchups Miami's going to have at home the rest of the year, this is your best chance to make it game day.
We got 8 of them.
Yeah.
All
It'll be
right.
game day again in 2 weeks when we play at Florida State.
All right, I'm up.
Okay.
You know, the difference between 2-2 and 1-3 is really big.
Yeah,
so
this is a big one.
It is a big week for me. I cannot. I cannot drop this week. So I'm gonna go with just an absolute lock this time instead of these finicky ones I've been dealing with before.
Well,
so
they're always supposed to be a lock. That's the whole point of the segment. It's called Lock of the Week.
I'm looking at SMU at TCU. SMU, I was watching them while the game was on the rain delay. I was watching SMU play Missouri State, and it was ugly.
Yeah.
Missouri State was actually up 10-0 at one point in the game. They just don't look good. I actually think Kevin Jennings is hurt. This is at TCU, a nooner. It's just a decimated SMU team. TCU is favored by 6.5. I think TCU covers. So I'm going with the Horned Frogs. They absolutely boat raced North Carolina at the beginning of the year, which I don't know if saying all that much. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But maybe they're a decent team. But I think SMU is just not looking great, and Kevin Jennings out makes it a problem. Or if he's not 100%.
Jimmy, I think I like that pick. I think they're going to get back on track this week.
I thought that last week too.
I like it. Okay. Let's get into what's next here. Let's get into our final prediction. All right, we got our lock of the weeks, but let's talk final score prediction. Canes, Florida. What's your lock on the final score here? Remember, Kurt, you picked us to lose this game to start the season. So
I did. Spoiler: I will not pick us to lose right now.
So Kurt has going undefeated.
Jimmy, give it to me.
Yep.
What can I expect here?
Yeah. I was pretty close in this last game. I was 42-21. Actually, it was not that close at all, now that I think about it. It looked like it was going to be close at one point. But I think about this game, I don't think it's 41-17 last year. I think their defense has definitely improved over last year. And I think Cam Ward caught them by surprise with just how talented he was. But I still see a dominant performance, like I said, by the Canes. I'm looking at 31-17. Your Miami Hurricanes. Yeah. Billy Napier is done 1-3. They got to do his buyout. They're calling for Lane Kiffin to be the coach again. Yeah. 31-17 maybe. I think it was like 38-17, 100%. He's out. If it's like 3 touchdowns. But yeah, they'll be calling for Lane Kiffin again. He will not be the coach. They're going to think Urban Meyer's taking a plane to Gainesville. He will not be the coach. Calls for Gruden will happen. And it could be Billy's last game. So
you know who
31-17.
You know who I think is going to be getting some phone, or I don't think, like I know is going to be getting some calls after this year is old Brent Key at Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Boys.
That is a well-coached team.
Yeah.
If they're anything, they are well-coached.
Yep.
I think Golish probably gets some calls too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably about time. Like, people are looking at him like, all right, he's paid his dues at USF. Now it's time to see, you know, if he can handle something bigger.
Yep.
That USF team was horrific that he took over.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won 4 games in 3 years before he took over. So.
And Todd Orlando's his DC for some reason. So it's even more impressive what he's done.
Yeah. All right, Kurt.
You know, I've been going back and forth. Really, what's put my mind in a pretzel is Notre Dame, because I'm sitting here thinking, I really think Notre Dame has an elite defense. I think specifically both of their corners are NFL guys. And obviously, how is that looking today? They gave up 41 points to Texas A&M. So I'm really thinking more, how many points are we going to score here? And I think I've settled on, I'm going to go 30-13 Miami. Again, it's kind of wild how different things have shaken out for Florida. I think confidence in Miami, it's built, but we knew. I don't think we're not stunned with really where we're at right now. It's just, where is this? What Florida team is going to show up? They're traveling down to us with the beatdown we put on them last year, the beatdown we put on USF after their embarrassment. This is 2 rivalry games in a row for them, both on the road. Coming from Baton Rouge. And I think that this might just start to feel like, with Texas next week, it might start to feel like for them, how do we stop this? They might need a bye week to recover and regroup and get to the point where it's like, where do we go from here? Do we band together again like last year? It would shock me if they were able to do it in 6 days. And I think that, I'll keep saying, is this team that's made in Mario Cristobal's image and likeness is going to be ready to play. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be pissed off all week. So I feel great. 30-13 Canes.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah, Desmond Howard's, he went to Hurricanes practice on Thursday, and he said he was blown away by how locked in that team was about USF. Like, we've seen this truly from day one that Mario Cristobal got here. Yes, we had some bad losses. That was even, I think, what made that Middle Tennessee State game even worse. Is it's not like we came out flat. We just weren't good.
They just beat us.
But we don't. We don't come out flat. We come out prepared and ready to play our opponent. And now that we finally got the talent and the depth, we're starting to see that. But yeah, I love it. I think, listen, it's almost like you get this sense that the Gators are like this old dying dog, and you're like, does it have another week left in it, or should we just take it out back and shoot it? And I think that's what Miami can do this week. It's like, all right, everyone say your goodbyes. It's been a good run. It hasn't been a great run for them. This will be a bad family dog that everyone's not too sad to say goodbye. But it's like, yeah, Miami's going to take it out back, and everyone put your hands over your ears. And then the shotgun goes, and the kids scream. No, but yeah,
Jimmy's going to name this episode "Shoot That Dog."
Shoot that dog.
Well, I thought he was going to say to castrate it, going off of the beginning of the episode. But.
Well, that was a bull, because you castrate bulls.
Yeah.
And they turn into steers.
Okay.
And yeah, right. And then you get Angus beef. Is that right? Lindsay, you're in the room. Is that right? A steer, castrated bull. That's what makes beef. All right. Anyways,
Lindsay, you're in this world.
I'm going 30-20 Canes. I say all that, we only win by 10. I don't know, boys. It's tough. I just think rivalries scare me. 30-20, you win by 10, you cover. I'll take it. I think 30-13 or 31-13, Kurt, is. I think that's it, and then maybe they just get like a garbage time touchdown at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just 20 points is more than they've scored all season, other than at Long Island University.
I know,
but they only put 16 on USF.
I said it's a garbage time touchdown, though.
Okay, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
All right, good stuff. Okay, let's close this thing up with best of X. What do we got? It was a wild week on X. I expect some good stuff.
It was. I got my best of X this week is. So Crown Me Mac says Manny Diaz poached Tulane's quarterback 1, made him the highest paid transfer QB, only to turn around and lose to Tulane. And just 34-27, Duke loses to Tulane. They fall to 1-2 on the season. And you might think to yourself, like, these guys, their animosity for Manny Diaz, like, what's the deal? Like, his dad was the mayor. He seems like a nice guy, whatever. This guy
had a hair.
Yeah. You know what? It's like his whole thing with the offseason is it's a joke. It's a gimmick at this point that it's just give it up. The joke, like the bit is over. Like with the the videos of the lake days and the wrestling mats, and the kid,
the touchdown rings.
The kid, he leaves Tulane, and 2 days later he's got $1 million $10 million contract with Duke, of all places. It's like, this guy Manny Diaz is a hype machine. And there's no substance to him. His teams have no. Weirdly enough, he's viewed as like a tough guy. His teams are weak. They're wusses. If you push back against Duke, they will fold. Against a Manny Diaz team, because it happened in Miami, they will fold every time. They have no backbone. So
to put it lightly. Up until last year, I mean, there was a lot of Canes fans who were missing Manny, and I never understood it, because like you said, Kurt, like, if the Mario project didn't end up working out, fine, but there was no backbone to whatever Manny was building. It just, he wasn't quite ready for it.
Those touchdown rings were insane.
We're bad.
Our offense was so bad too.
Yeah, they never came out.
We never even got to wear them.
No.
It made it so embarrassing when we scored a touchdown finally, and we put those on. Oh,
yeah, you see it like we're losing, and we see him in the corner, like, oh my gosh, I never want to go back to. Those I think ruined the turnover chain. I think, like, when it just got too far, it's like,
hurts.
Okay, yeah,
it hurts the reflection.
Yeah, like, I would love turnover chain for this season, but it had to go. That's not the team Mario is building.
Who was I watching that had the Trojan helmet? I think it was was it Temple? No, they're the Owls. Somebody had just a crazy, ridiculous, giant Trojan helmet that the guy was just standing there wearing. I was like, okay, is this some hype
You're
thing?
Supposed to be excited?
Yeah. I think Troy had the sword, and they put the football through the sword.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
People are getting crazy with it.
Mm-hmm.
I had this by @TrillBroDude. He said, Arch Manning is so bad he might legitimately set back nepotism. And I just loved that. I thought that was funny. It's been a disappointing start for Arch Manning's career. So yeah, setting back nepotism.
Love to see it. Mine is from Mr. Ruben Hurricane Bane Jr. himself, and it just says the Cinderella. You can't even see it; it's so blurry. It says the Cinderella story over. Go Canes. Ruben Bane, and it's a picture of him. A little pass deflection there. Ruben Bane talks some trash. What I love about this whole team, they don't talk any trash going into the week. They do not opposing teams try instigating us, try getting into fights. Our team does not bite, and then once the game is over, it's bookmark season. Just like the fans, they are going through, and they have it bookmarked, ready to talk their trash, and that's what great teams do. Don't do it before, go whoop them on the field, and then talk all your trash. I love it.
Yeah, between Bane and Nez Cooper, we got some petty guys on the field. I love it.
Oh, yeah,
so,
dude,
they just take it out of the field.
Yeah, it kills me.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, boys? Man, life is good as a Miami Hurricane right now. We got Florida Gators game day at home next week, and we're feeling just fine about it. It's crazy.
Good.
Got those silly Gators.
Yep.
Those silly what do they say?
Sick of, what is it?
Work 'em
silly Gators.
Silly Gators.
Yeah.
Pathetic. Jimmy, I would be ashamed to be a part of that university in any shape or form. Just kidding. We're proud of you. All right, guys. Everybody, hope you have a great week. We will be dropping our Florida preview show with Gator Truth on Thursday. But yeah, we'll see you. We'll see you out there. Please like, subscribe, comment. We will be at the game on Saturday. Kurt, you're going to be a little game time decision, I think.
Yep,
Things are getting
game time.
Crunch time there.
Game time decision.
With the baby, so we will see. But, yeah, looking forward to it. We'll see everyone out there. Have a good week. Let's go, Canes, baby. Beat up on them.
Gator Truth, don't listen to this podcast before.
Speaker box loud, hitting that stuff.
Go Gators.
That sound.